Daddy D. If it ain't going down at the Bunny Ranch, it ain't going down at all.
It's going down at the Bunny Ranch. Going down.
Hello, and welcome back, listeners, to another episode of the BunnyRanch podcast. My name is AliceLittle, and I am a legal sex worker at the world-famous Moonlight Bunny Ranch located in Carson City, Nevada. This week, I have one of my fellow bunnies with me. She is wonderful, amazing. We have been blessed with her presence at the ranch for several months now. Please help me welcome AlexMore.
Hi, I'm AlexMore, everyone. So nice to see you and for you guys to hear us.
Yes, and for those who are listening in over podcast, we do have a YouTube channel as well where you are able to kind of see and participate in some of the action there.
Right.
Oh my gosh, so how has your week been?
It's been really good. Yeah, I had a few repeat gentlemen come in and visit me, so it's always nice to build relationships. And I have gone to my new place here in Reno, so I'm officially full time here.
You just moved to the area, a few weeks ago?
Yeah, so I signed my lease last Monday.
That's exciting.
Super excited. So I'm excited to be here full time and kind of dedicate the next few years, I think, to the Bunny Ranch.
Oh, that is amazing.
It'll be a change for me.
And talking of relationship building, I really feel like those of us that are local and stand by in the local area here really have the opportunity to embrace people in that unique way because we're able to build those long-term connections, not just once or twice, but months or years even.
Right.
It's really fun, so it's really good to know that you're going to be here, so folks looking for that kind of connection can really find somebody who can bring that to the table.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So what else moved with you? Any cats, dogs?
Yeah, so I have a 16-year-old Pekingese poodle.
Oh my God,
He's about
stop.
15 pounds. Oh my God. And I've had him since I was very young. And then I have an 11-year-old Jack Russell Terrier. I know it's bad to pick favorites, but she's my favorite.
It's okay. That's okay. We all have them.
Yeah. I raised her from puppyhood, and the other one is more of a family dog. And
Gotcha.
so I feel like she's like my love. She's very loyal.
I can appreciate that.
Yes.
I've got 3 Chihuahuas at home, and my first child, Emmy, is definitely my hold me, cuddle me. I'm the best. I'm the favorite. Love me.
Exactly. That's how Neela is. Yeah.
It's so cute, though. It's like, it's fine. Their little dogs are just the cutest things on the planet.
Yeah, I love them to pieces. I'm definitely excited to have them here with me.
Yes, that makes it really, really nice. This way you're able to really connect with them, too. Mm-hmm. You figure when you're traveling back and forth, as many of the girls do, what people don't realize is the fact that the girls are traveling for quite a ways.
Yeah.
And imagine leaving your home for a couple of weeks and what you would feel like not getting to see your cats and dogs.
Exactly.
It's nice. Gosh, so I'm so glad that you are a local. That is fantastic.
Yeah.
So, what are your long-term goals?
Well, my long-term goal is to finish designing my house. So
Ooh.
I got most of it done in LA when I lived there. And now that I'm moving, I can kind of just spruce the place up, get some new plants. I'm super excited to have my house filled with new plants. I'm such a crazy plant lady.
I've got a black thumb of death. So I'm just going to give all my houseplants to you and be like, here, save them.
I used to be that way. Actually, I was so bad that I killed an aloe vera, which is very difficult to do.
I did. I've done that.
Yeah, but you know what? You kind of got to get plants that are very hardy and that are low maintenance, like a succulent. Succulents are amazing.
It's true, unless you overwater them and then they mold and then they die.
So, so you have to water them only, once every 2 weeks.
Yeah, I learned that. I
hard
know that.
way, right?
I learned that now. Now I know that.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. I'm really excited to go on my first out date.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that should be, someone made a deposit. I'm really excited to meet with him in November.
Ooh.
We're going to be going to Lake Tahoe.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
And for those that don't know, the Bunny Ranch is about a 40-minute drive from the most beautiful place on earth, Lake Tahoe. It's incredible during the summer. There's just so many different activities. There's a beach to enjoy. And during the winter, skiing, snowboarding.
Yes, which I've never done.
Oh my God. Wait, what?
I've never skied or snowboarded.
You have never... Okay.
I'm really excited to go. This is going to be
That's going to be everything. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I've also never been to Lake Tahoe.
Oh, gosh, yes.
It's going to be a day of many firsts.
That's going to be amazing.
Definitely.
Definitely. definitely lean into it, enjoy, bundle up. It can get chilly, especially once the sun sets.
Yeah, I'm going to have to. So I was living in LA for the last 3 years, so I don't really have any warm clothes.
Uh-oh.
Because
We're going to have to get you like a winter wardrobe
Yes,
here.
so I'm excited. That's another thing I'm looking forward to is going shopping for cute winter clothes.
And there's so many out here too, like options. Plenty of
I'm
options.
super excited.
So what were you doing out when you were living in LA?
So when I was in LA, I was performing in adult films.
Yes!
Yeah, I did that for about 3 years. If anybody still wants to shoot with me, they're more than welcome to like schedule that in my schedule. But right now I'm focusing more on the Bunny Ranch. But shooting in porn was definitely like one of the most fun decisions I've ever made in my life. I, got to make a lot of great fans and shoot a lot of great movies and, have a lot of fun with my coworkers, because it's like, you're building a much more fun relationship than you would at like a desk job. You get
really
to like
true. Again, it's a different type of intimacy than at the ranch. Like, could you maybe speak to some of the differences between the two worlds for those that are curious?
Yeah, so it's really interesting. I feel like what's one reason why I think I'm starting to want to focus on the Bunny Ranch more is because I can build relationships and intimacy more, not even just inside my bed at the Bunny Ranch, but outside, like texting, calling, having a drink, going on out dates, things like that. So you're building like a more intimate relationship with your clients. Whereas in porn, you can build a friendship with your coworker, but you're going to work, you're doing the scene where you are intimate during that scene, and then you leave. So it is like a brief...
Very constricted.
Yes.
It's very just moment in time. Whereas this is the potentiality to really blossom and grow, which is awesome.
Right, exactly. So, and my background in social work, really, I'm a people person, and I love making people happy, and I want to be able to help them in whatever form that I can. And I feel like when you're a sex worker, there is a lot of ways that you help the people that come and see you.
It's true.
And people underestimate that, they underestimate, you're helping them through maybe some sexual things or some emotional things while you're spending time with them and while you're being intimate with them. You're helping them with, intimacy in itself.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
It's a journey of self-discovery of both the self and also a journey of discovery for the sex worker too.
Exactly.
I know. I feel like I've learned so much through getting to connect with my guests and just different life lessons, stories that they've shared. Like, does anything stick out in your mind that you've learned from this job?
Oh, man. That's a really good question. I've really learned to open myself up a little bit more to people, I think, because I was already very open-minded, but to learn to build intimacy with someone that you have just met is a really, really, really fun new skill that I'm learning. And it feels really good to learn it. You know what I mean? I really, really want to blossom in that, and I really want other people to really realize that I'm taking it very seriously. You know what I mean?
For again, those listening, they're like, oh, wow, that sounds amazing. Like, I could probably use some advice on how to go out and connect with a girl during a first date. Is that something that you're willing to do with your guests, is kind of teach and pass those skills on to them?
Oh my God, that's a great idea. Yes. I've done it a few times already, I feel like in some instances, and I would love to do that more. I think that, I love communication during parties. I ask a million one questions if they're comfortable.
Open-ended conversation within the intimate space is invaluable.
Right.
How else are you supposed to find out what somebody likes? I mean, you can play like the guessing game, or you could just use your words though.
Right.
I mean,
yes. And that lends to my personal life. So in my personal life, I'm polyamorous, and polyamory is huge when it comes to communication. So that in my personal life, and then communication when it comes to social work, it's has lended to sex work so beautifully.
It's kind of like all of those things kind of came together and brought you to kind of an idealistic career in a way.
Yes, exactly.
It's cool. It's so interesting too. I mean, what were your sex experiences like outside of the porn world? Like, were you very adventurous before entering porn, or did that kind of first expose you to a lot of those experiences?
So I actually, for the first few years of being sexually active, was pretty tame. And I slowly explored with my partners that I had. I had some long-term partners. And so I felt very safe exploring with them.
Yes.
And that was really nice because I got to, do some more wild things that like, I think in a safe way rather than with someone I didn't know well. And so now I'm able to do that safely with people that I don't know well because I learned how to do it safely with people that I knew. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. It's about establishing trust and gaining experience.
Right.
It's like all things. For example, if you go scuba diving for the first time, you're bringing an experienced diver with you that's going to help
Exactly.
you with your oxygen regulation. Even though you've never done it before, you've never had that experience, you have somebody kind of guiding and mentoring you through it. Just like skydiving, which I would never personally do, but I'll go scuba diving first though. We'll stick to that metaphor there.
Yeah. So I feel like I got a lot of guidance and mentorship in my sexuality through my partners when I was younger. And then through the porn industry as well, I got to learn a lot about my sexuality through there. And so I feel like because I was able to be safely mentored in my sexual experience and exploration, I can safely mentor other people in their sexual experience and exploration.
And it's about imparting knowledge, sharing it with other people, and then enabling them to take that and use it in a way that's beneficial to the rest of their lives and relationships too. Because I feel like so many of the skills that are learned intimately kind of cross over to just everyday life.
That's so true.
Like how to have a conversation with somebody, how to get friendly and comfortable with somebody you've never met before.
Right.
Like those are valuable life skills in general.
Totally. It helps with your work. It helps with your personal life. It helps with everything.
How did you get involved in social work anyway?
So actually, it runs in my family. My mom is a social worker. She has been doing that for a very long time. And I graduated high school when I was 17 and knew that I wanted to help people, but I didn't know how. So I took an aptitude test at my community college, and they suggested social work as a career for me. And I was like, oh my God, there's an actual career, because this is like just before my mom started in that program. So
that's interesting.
yeah, we kind of discovered the program at the same time.
Nice.
So I went to my community college and got my liberal arts associates and my social work associates, and then I have worked on my bachelor's in social work. I haven't yet completed that, but I do want to eventually, complete that.
You have plenty of time.
Yeah, but I was able to do a lot of hands-on social work jobs in the meantime, because I did have the associate's degree. So, I've worked with many different populations. I've worked with people with disabilities. I've worked with people with mental illness. I've worked with the elderly, and every single population that I worked with I found something incredible in each one.
Yes.
And I feel like that really lends to also being able to help and deal with a lot of populations in sex work. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. And it really speaks to this larger social issue we have in terms of throwaway culture, in that we look at people and we devalue them based off of these ridiculous attributes like, oh, that person's autistic, or this person's over the age of 50. And when you remove all that stigma and preconceived bias around what those people should be, you actually get to see them for who they are. And it's such treasure to get to experience that.
Right.
So that must have been so, so rewarding for you.
It was very rewarding. And it's definitely something, that I want to continue with social work later on in my life, but now I want to do it in the sex work arena, because I feel like sex workers don't have enough resources.
Preach.
Or, sex positive therapists.
Here for this sermon.
Yeah, a lot of, I don't know if people know this, but a lot of social workers, psychiatrists, things like that, they actually pathologize a lot of people that are in sex work, thinking that it's a pathology rather than a wonderful career choice.
It's terrifying when they view sex work as being symptomatic of something. Excuse me.
Right.
That's cute, but let's start the conversation again without stigma now.
Right, exactly. So I want to be able to, use my experience as a sex worker and my experience as a social worker to be able to be someone that can be, beneficial to other people's lives without that stigma getting in the way.
Yes, it's very much so about transversing these boundaries and making things accessible.
Right.
And not only that, but empowering people to use their voice, because let's be realistic, previously in the history of sex work, our voices have been continuously discounted and ignored.
Yes, and that leads into my next also career goal after that is, or in conjunction, I'm not sure yet, is I want to go to law school.
Yes.
Because I want to help, girls that are in legal trouble or men, but like sex workers that are in legal trouble. I want to be able to, without, additionally pathologizing them and adding stigma. And I want to be able to try to change the game in the United States. Nevada is a forefront for what we should be doing throughout the rest of the country.
Oh, without a doubt. It's been like the great American social experiment since 1970s. It's been legal here, and clearly it's working.
Right.
So it's beyond me that since 1970, really? Another state hasn't done this yet?
Right.
What? We've got to step up our game, USA.
Exactly. There are tons of other countries and places that have really, stepped up in terms of, the legalization and the way things work. Like in New Zealand, for example, they have a great system going on. So
oh my God, I love
that in the United States.
I love the New Zealand model. Oh my goodness. Yes. So what's interesting is that it sounds like you and I are kind of for the same thing, which is both decriminalization and legalization kind of packaged together so that not only is there this removal of limitations, but then there's also this establishment of this is how we do this safely, sanely, in a way that works and is beneficial to everyone involved.
Exactly.
Like, let's be honest, having STD and STI protocols within this industry is in everyone's best interest.
Exactly.
And that's something that's true in the porn world too, that there's certain testing requirements. Like, what does it look like in that space?
So in the porn world, you are tested every 2 weeks. You cannot work unless you have a clear test. We get tested for nearly everything.
Oh, yes.
And everyone needs to see each other's tests, and usually most companies will have you look at their test as a printout or on the website itself, and then you sign off on that.
Oh, that's
that way
incredible.
You both have paper, proof that you did have visual look at their tests, so you know that you are informed.
That is an amazing system. Like within our space, how it works is that in order for our cards to remain active, we have to receive that testing, and we're not allowed to be on the floor, which is kind of the same visual guarantee. If the lady is in this space, then you know that the state has cleared all of her paperwork and she is good to go.
Exactly.
It's about those simple little things that really are beneficial for everyone. And when you think about it, testing in general is just so undervalued in this country.
I was just about to say that. I feel like if sex work was more legalized in the rest of the United States, and if the stigma was reduced, I think that it would lend to the rest of the population learning more about STI and STD testing,
awareness,
which in turn would reduce levels. You know what I mean? Like there would be so much positive, reactions to this.
Yeah, it's
throughout the
an
United States.
opportunity for education at a grand scale, which let's all be grateful for the fact that, we do have HIV medication that allows people with that condition to live successfully, but what do we do the next time something happens?
Right.
We, as a country, need to get over this weird fear and stigma we have about any sex conversations and simply be willing to open it up and have those talks in a public forum without shame being associated with it.
And reducing stigma around sex workers will in turn help sex workers be more of an educator and more of a positive relationship with other people in the country. And I think that's in general what we need to work towards. And I think that we can be very valuable, and I think people undervalue sex workers.
Oh yeah, and it's interesting to me. You say we have to work towards that, but almost in a way I feel like we have to go back to that, because if you look at history and sex work throughout ancient times, that is where we were, where sex workers worked in these temples. They were educators. Oftentimes, young boys were paired with sex workers to learn those types of things about themselves.
Right.
And we have historical documentation of all of this. Like, there's literally sex worker graffiti in Pompeii. Like, it's the best.
That's so cool. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I want to go so bad and actually take a selfie with it.
Yeah.
No joke.
That would be a really cool girls trip of a sex worker girls trip to go look at different areas of the world where
yes,
there are proof of amazing sex work times.
Oh, goodness. Yes. In Japan, Japan, I learned that there was a shrine that's dedicated to sex workers. And so I'm trying to arrange for a translator to go with me when I travel back there again next year and kind of get to have that experience and learn more
so
about
cool.
the space there. Because like you said, this isn't something that's just happening here. It exists all over the world. It's just here in the States, it's kind of a little bit localized.
Right. I feel like it's part of the human condition.
It is, absolutely. So even though sex work is so international, I really do feel like we have something special happening here in Nevada. Just within the space that we have here at the Bunny Ranch, I feel like there's so many funny experiences and things that happen that just are really memorable and unique. Like, have you had any of those experiences yet?
Yeah, I've had a ton of amazing experiences so far, and I've only been here for 4 months, but I plan on having many more. But one that comes to mind is, you know, there are people that have a variety of different things that they like to do, right?
Yes.
So, like, you never run out of a variety.
No,
here.
options upon options.
Yes. So one of the options that we do have at the Bunny Ranch is to have a hot tub party.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And, you know, the great thing about the location of the Bunny Ranch is that you can see all the stars. So,
It's true. The back area there, it's private, secluded. No one from the outside is able to look in. So it's kind of our own secret sex garden in a way.
Right. And you can totally be nude in the hot tub.
Yes.
So I've had a few amazing hot tub parties. One recently was with someone who's on the message board. So he's a really great guy. And I look forward to seeing him again in October. But you know, we had a wonderful time in the hot tub. We repartied many, many times. And, you know, he and I just sat nude, you know, had some drinks, was under the stars. We got to have some intimate kissing. It was very, very wonderful. So I think people underestimate, you know, that you can actually have a very intimate, fun time in a hot tub.
It's true. And for those who are like, nah, that sounds stereotypical. No, like, have you ever actually gone out in a hot tub with a beautiful woman, a bottle of champagne, played some like light love music and just looked at the stars and just appreciated that space that you're in and allow time to slow down?
Right.
Like, if you haven't done it, don't knock it. Like, please. It is such a beautiful, intimate experience. Really is the only word that's applicable here. Is it's so real and honest getting to share something like just the night sky with someone.
Right.
It's kind of like magic.
Yeah, talk about anything under the stars and, you know, really get to know each other and to be warm and cozy and have just, I think, like, people forget how much, like, just being nude next to someone and touching each other's bodies together is, like, very, very good for you. Like,
it
emotionally, in any way. It's very,
true.
very good.
We need touch, and we are a touch-starved society. There was recently a statistic that came out showing that elderly individuals were scheduling repetitive doctor's appointments simply seeking touch and care. Yeah, it goes to show it's not just for small children, which, as we know, children will literally fail to thrive without being cuddled and cared and caressed. That I believe that all levels of humanity require touch to a certain degree. And I honestly feel like if more people paid attention to their touch needs, they would be so much healthier overall.
Right. It's great for mental health. It's great for a ton of things. And I think that's one thing that, you know, I really enjoyed about the hot tub parties that I've done. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, there's just so many different ways to connect out here. We've got a beautiful heated saltwater pool with an attached jacuzzi tub. We've got the standalone jacuzzi, which is so nice. And of course, there's always the option of traveling out and about the local area, Tahoe, Reno, even up to Virginia City.
Local hot springs.
Yes, the local hot springs are nice too. Again, secluded private space where you can just be warm, cuddly, intimate.
Right.
Oh, and it's about being able to share yourself in such a genuine capacity that just, it feels so nice.
It does. It makes me, you know, you're in a warm and fuzzy space, but it also makes you internally feel warm and fuzzy.
It does. It's like drinking a warm cup of soup on a winter's day where it feels good from the outside in and the inside out. A lot of people have described coming to the ranch as almost being rejuvenating for their spirit, their soul, their psyche, and they walk out of there with their shoulders back and head held high.
Right. That's my favorite kind of party, is when we both leave with a smile on our face.
Yes.
That is my absolute number one thing. I want to be able to, really make sure that they are leaving genuinely,
Pleased, satisfied,
pleased. Yes,
relaxed.
That's the perfect word for it. Pleased. Yes.
Yeah, and of course, there's always the ability to keep in touch between appointments over
Right.
text messages or email, the message board system, which for those listening, we do have an online forum too. It's bunnyranch.com
/forum, I believe.
/forum? Is it BunnyRanch /forum? BunnyRanch
think it is,
/forum. I know our website. I'm good. I was like, freeze, panic moment there.
I'm glad I was able to help you out there.
See, there you go. You've only been here for a
Teamwork.
month. And holy crap, I'm coming up on 4 years, dude.
Wow.
Oh my god.
That's amazing.
My bunnyversary.
That's so cool.
I feel like we should have like a little bunnyversary thing that like pops up on the website. It's my bunnyversary.
That's a great
this
idea. We
month.
should.
It would be so cute. Like
Yeah.
birthdays, bunnyversaries. And I feel like a lot of guests end up celebrating the first time they come out to the ranch
Right.
too as kind of an anniversary.
Yes.
Like a celebration for themselves, really.
Yeah.
Like, other than our birthdays, when else do we really take time to appreciate me, the individual, or you, the individual?
Right.
Like,
That's true.
we don't. And I feel like coming here is an opportunity to have a celebration of you.
It is a celebration of both of you together.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's amazing.
Or the 3 of you, or the 4
So-
of you. Or
Yes, 3, 4 more, both of us. Like, please, yes. Just saying. And that's true too. We do have lots of opportunities to connect in so many different ways. We're able to bring ladies over from other ranches into the party.
Right.
We are all one same umbrella company,
Right.
which is beautiful because, again, it's kind of like this roulette wheel of endless possibilities, connections, and
it's beautiful.
it's awesome.
Yeah.
So, for those that want to connect with you, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
So I do have an email here at the Bunny Ranch. It is AlexMore@BunnyRanch.com, and more is spelled with 1 O, as in you want more of me.
Yes.
And I do have a Twitter. If you want to follow me there, you're more than welcome. It is Alex_More_XXX. That is a remnant of my porn Twitter. So you're
Nothing
gonna find
wrong
some
with
crazy
that.
things
It's
there.
a facet. It's a facet of who you are.
It is, and it's a very fun one.
So you guys can definitely peruse and enjoy.
Yeah, I also have an Instagram, and that is AlexMore3. So yeah, I really look forward to hearing from any of you and interacting with you, via social media or email. If you make an appointment, you're more than welcome to get my phone number, and we can text that way. So it just depends on what feels most comfortable. And obviously, in person is the best. So if you want to come to the ranch and pick me out of a lineup or request me, that is something that I'm more than happy to do.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you all so much for listening to another episode of Bunny Ranch Podcast. My name is AliceLittle, and if you're interested in spending time with me, you can reach me at AliceLittle@BunnyRanch.com. As always, if you enjoyed the episode, please give it a little 5-star rating, subscribe so you get the next episode, and we will see you next week. Bye.
It's going down at the Bunny Ranch.